So let's think of something for a minute. I found this on Fago Lovers because I was specifically looking for this. And it says, this is about Mighty Death Pop. I got to point to this, trust me. The Insane Clown Posse's Mighty Death Pop album is now officially available for pre-order on HetchGear.com. This is the best way for you to lock in your copy of the album. So when it officially drops on 8/14/12, you can be one of the first ninjas to have it in your hands. They discuss all three of the versions. What are you deciding between is which extra album you would like in your Mighty Death Pop. There are three extra albums to pick from. It goes on and on and on about the extras and stuff like that. This is the album where they said it was going to be the most controversial. It was going to be this and that. They were calling a whole bunch of people out. Recently, on Fago Lovers, it says he talked about shocking news. News to shock. And I discussed this a little earlier in one of my previous videos. But I want to visit this because I got to point to this. Once my computer cooperates. ICP is working on a huge project that will shock the world. No more info given at this point. I love ICP. I'm a juggalo. Did I care for Mighty Death Pop? No. Did I care for Bang Pow Boom? No. Did I like some of the songs? I like Night of the Chainsaw. And there was maybe a couple of others that I liked off of Bang Pow Boom. Here's my point. Violent J comes out and says Mighty Death Pop's going to be this and that. How many of you liked Mighty Death Pop? How many of you disliked the album? How many of you bought into the hype over this album? Is this shock the world? This big thing that ICP is going to announce? One, is it going to be that big? Two, are you buying into it? See, like I said, I love ICP, but I want to get people thinking. I want people to realize that I am stoked for their next album that they are working on. Which they did discuss on this same topic. And like I said, as much as I was let down, yes, I'll admit I am excited to see what they come up with after Death Pop. Hoping to God, or whatever is out there, that it is nothing like Mighty Death Pop. I hope that they read the reviews, they saw the comments on YouTube, they paid attention to what the fans wanted. I hope there was a tons of like fucking don't ever make a Mighty Death Pop album. Please get away from that shit. Go back to doing Riddle Box blended with fucking Hell's Pit like we thought Mighty Death Pop was going to be. Here's what it says. Our plan is to release 10 music videos, which I'm going to get to why I don't think that I give two fucks about that. Meanwhile, the group will soon announce details about this year's gathering, which is going to be based on underground rising, the rising of the underground, and more independent underground stuff versus huge commercial hits. They'd rather have independent stuff. Translation, they're looking for new artists for their label. My assumption. Yes, I do know that me saying that I'm assuming makes an ass out of you and me. But we're all asses anyways. So, we're not educated in religion, la 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 la. Filmed a video for When I'm Clowning. Not that good of a song. We're starting to think about it now just recently, and I'm excited. I'm trying to see what's going to pop into my head as far as a name or an image. Once we settle on that, then it'll be full speed ahead. I hope a good idea comes to mind. It's funny. My religious friend Graham, who I've mentioned several times in my video, has actually... I told him how excited I was about Death Pop. And he says to me, because they were sober in the thing, in the studio. They said there was going to be no drugs, no alcohol, anything like that during the recording of this album. And he says, watch that be like the shittiest album. And I was like, no, it's ICP. And if they're going to do it this way and they do their shit fucking awesome, you know, fucked up. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when they're sober. I mean, they're going to get like so many fucked up thoughts and they're going to throw it in there and it's going to be a fucking clash. It was. It was garbage. It's horrible. Am I still excited about the next album? Of course, because I'm a simple human being. I've got my mindset on the music that I like and the groups that I like, and I'm like, I still look forward to it. Am I still excited about some of the things? Yeah. Do I get a new view on everything when I'm talking to new people? Of course. I just talked to Guido last night. He showed me some things on Esham. Do I still like Esham? I'm not a fan. Do I understand the suicidalist thing? A little bit better now. And I'm happy about that. I truly am. Watching a couple of Nappy J's videos and this other guy, Michael, on how he agrees with some of the statements that I've made in my previous videos. Well, my thing is that Violent J and Shaggy have tapped into the easiest way to get people excited. No matter how many times they're let down or whatever, they get enough of a loyal group, a loyal fan base that they're going to go, we're going to go tell them we're going to do something shocking. Watch what happens. Okay, so Violent J went over and, hey, look at that. They're all excited. It worked. We're the fools. Say it's nothing big. Were we played into? Of course we were. But at what point are we going to go, bang, pow, boom, Mighty Death Pop, say the next album sucks, we're still going to be excited because we love these guys. We look to these guys for whatever. You know, we developed the whole family thing. Not we as in me, we as in you guys. I knew nothing about it until I went to Hollow Wicked 2008. I'm like, hey, Steve, it's a whole family thing? Yeah, I guess so. Huh, that's interesting. It's a good mentality. If it was anything half of what Occupy was for me, that would be great. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm hearing like a lot of the people who are claiming family are swiping shit. Charms, food. Some dude got his fucking car wrecked because he was stealing shit. Awesome family members we have. Maybe it's just because we're so big that it is made for us to have a shit ton of black sheep in the family. Not to mention how fucking deranged like Psycho Bill and Crazy Bob are. But this makes you wonder, is this shocking news going to be that shocking? Is this going to be whatever? I mean, they sued the FBI. Now we got a bunch of fucking people who hopped on the fucking bandwagon. It's simple. It's simple. Controversy makes money. We have this many fans, so we're going to go tell them we're going to do something shocking. If Hatchet's Wicked Shack had all these fucking people looking to that, and I said, I'm going to put up something shocking, guarantee you, there's going to be a shit ton of people all over the fucking Facebook page. People fucking, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? You know, what's your big move? Are you doing something big? Are you doing like the world's giant charm? What are you doing? It's simple, really. It's, no matter what it is, it keeps people excited. It keeps people interested. Obviously, this could be a ploy because Mighty Death Pop sucked, and they're going on the Mighty Death Pop tour. They're like, we're going to do something exciting, so people are going to start buying more tickets, and they're going to be like, hey, Mighty Death Pop sucked. But what if they tell us the good news at this show? It's a small venue, or hey, it's a really large venue, so maybe they're going to do some time, or maybe they're going to have it so that way, you know, everyone's VIP or something. But it's a good way for people to buy albums. If they came out with another EP tomorrow, everyone would be like, ooh. Because that's marketing. And because they discovered how big their fan base is and how the mentality of most of their fan base, you got to have a target market when you get something fired up and started. Again, this is business, guys. We'd like to think that Violent J and Shaggy are these guys and this guy who would love to have us over for dinner because we're a big family. Unfortunately, it's not like that. And Violent J gives some good reasons why into his book. As Big Homie stated, and I quote, this book was written when Violent J was cool shit. Now he's an asshole. And that's from Juggalo from all the way back from fucking Carnival of Carnage. So those of you who are heartbroken over Violent J and his change in attitude and such, all I got to say is this. It's business and he's going to make it up to you guys. Whether it's new merchandise or whatever, he's going to give to you guys and he's going to get something out of it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be business. They did all their free sign-ins and shit like that. They did the hard work to get to where they earn that, and I respect them for it. Esham, some of the news that I got on Esham, it kind of sucks where he's at. I mean, it'd be nice if, you know, ICP did focus more on Twisted and Blaze and maybe even Esham when he was on Psychopathic, because apparently that's where Esham really blew up, with Psychopathic, because it was a major label and he got tons of attention. If Psychopathic could run a little differently, like Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope even stated, we will never leave Psychopathic Records. We started the fucking thing. And be like me leaving Hatchet's Wicked Shack, or SPH leaving his thing. Why? Like, we're just gonna leave and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, do it all over, I guess. But when you really think about it, it's the quickest way, and it's the best way, and it's the cheapest way to get people's attention, to get people to buy stuff. Tickets, for instance, that would be perfect. If my music was sucking and I was as big as ICP was, and I'm like, fuck, Steve, what are we gonna do? Because obviously Steve would be my Shaggy, and I'd be his Violent J, or I'd be his Shaggy, or he'd be my Violent J, or whatever. And I'd be looking at him and I'd be like, what are we gonna do? No one's buying our albums. Tell them we're gonna do something shocking. We're already suing the FBI and shit. Let's tell them we're gonna do something that's gonna shock the world. Okay. Twitter. LOL, we are going to do something that's going to shock the world. Everyone, please pay attention and please keep us posted, and we will keep you posted. Visit us on theinsaneclownposse.com. Go check out our merchandise on Hatchet Gear. People are going to go, woo. And they're going to go to these sites and they're going to go, hey, they're coming to my city. Click a ticket. They said to go to Hatchet Gear. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's a hint. There's a clue. Hey, look, I like that shirt. Buy that shirt. Meanwhile, they just made $40-$50 off of telling you guys there's some big news. They did the same thing with Death Pop. It's going to be this grand album. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be like the Wraith of the 6 Jokers cards. And it wasn't. Everyone's kind of like, oh, that sucks. But they're still at it because they're still making money. The only two things I could think of is if people boycott and went, after this deck, right? Everyone's getting really excited. Everyone's still checking it out, fucking buying it, whatever. And you get to the 6th Joker's card on the second deck. And you look back and you're like, bang, pow, boom, Mighty Death Pop, and these 4 cards. All sucked. ICP's still sitting there with a shit ton of money. And they're going, oh, we're going to come up with a 3rd deck. And everyone's like, oh my God. It's the easiest thing. They did the most simplistic thing in the entire world. And kudos to them for doing it. Because it is business. And business is good. Whether you're screwing people out of money, Wall Street. Whether you're a mom pop store, Popeyes or the pawn shop. If you do what it takes to make money, and it's still technically an honest living, no matter how you do it, you could lie to people. Be like, well, we thought it was good, so, we didn't just go, we're going to make a shitty album. They spend 2 years on that shit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Could I be right? Could I be wrong? Could this be like fucking something extravagant that's really going to change the world? Like they signed on with Disney. Or they did a music video on Disney. Or they went to something. But they said there was going to be a project that's going to shock the world. Could that be hype for their next CD? Comment below, let me know what you think. Peace.